Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you guys how I did these quick, easy nails with these full cover nail tips in a tortoise shell design. So keep watching. Okay, so right here, I already glued the tips on my nails. I used my full cover stiletto tips that I got from Ebasket. They're one of my favorites, and they're clear because I always like to use the clear ones. And right now I'm just showing you guys, I took some builder gel from Kiara Sky, and I'm just honestly just painting over the tips that I glued on. So it may seem a little bit out of screen, but I'm going to show you guys some more steps that I did. But that's basically what I did. So no, I didn't file the tips towards the cuticle. I just applied that gel. It's builder gel. It's a little bit looser than a normal hard gel, which I kind of like. It to me, it kind of is more like a thicker version of a base gel, if that makes sense. And you can build on it based on some layers like you see here. I kind of ladled that on a little bit thick, but that's kind of what I did. And that's how I use them to kind of build the nails and stuff like that. Now, next, I'm showing you, so that's the colors that I basically used. Once I finished kind of building the nail, so I just repeated that process, building the nail, layering it, and then filing, and then layer, file, layer, file, layer. That's how I did that. So now I'm going to show you guys how I do the tortoise shell design. So what I did was I combined a couple of colors. I combined, as you see, orange and brown, and then I also have brown on the side, and I mixed it with a base coat. And that's going to sheer out the color because that's what you want. You kind of want them almost like a jelly nail, because the tortoise shell design is a little bit like, you know, it's kind of sheer. It's not opaque. It depends. For me, that's my opinion of tortoise shell. And, you know, as you see, I'm putting some more of that base color. And I also put a base coat onto the nail. And that's going to really help sheer out that color, as you see me painting there. So the next step, after I've mixed both of those colors with the base, I'm taking the brown, even though it looks like eggplant. Note, Makkart. It looks like eggplant, Makkart, not brown. So I'm taking the brown, and I'm applying a base coat first. This is the key. You want to apply a base coat, and I'm just going in and putting random dots. And what's happening is when you apply the base coat, it's gonna have the colors kind of bleed, almost like a blooming gel effect, or if you have any blooming gel. And then I go in directly with the black and layers of base coat. So how you want to do it is you take your base coat, you put that down after you've gotten your color, you apply the dot, and then you cure. Then you go in with another layer of the base coat, and then you apply your second color. As you see here, I'm applying the black, and it's just going to give like a blooming effect, and that's how the nail is going to look. And then you cure that. Mind you, the base coat is wet, so you do not cure the base coat once you apply it. You cure after everything is done. And then the final step is you apply the color just to have everything kind of blend in. You don't have to. You could have left it alone, but I decided to apply the color just to have everything kind of blend in and the layers seem seamless. Now you could do the same thing with marble designs, anything in that nature where it involves blooming gel, like alcohol inks, stuff like that. So that's how I did that, and I repeat that process on all the nails, and I'm gonna show you guys how I did that, so stay tuned. Okay, so some of you might be wondering, why are the tips kind of looking a little wonky? Like they have air bubbles, they have all that stuff. I didn't honestly plan on keeping these on. I technically have a removable base coat for these nails because, you know, just to get some more content out, and also because I work in the area, one of my jobs, because apparently I got several jobs going on, but it requires me not to have too long of nails, which sucks. So this is my way of, I could express my creativity and pop these bad boys off as soon as I'm done. So that's, you know, for that one or two haters out there that's gonna be in the comments like, ooh, what's going on? But anyway, also, I have like that white mark, I guess if you saw like on the tips, that's also when I cut the nail. I don't have proper, I don't know, nail tip cutters, so I use scissors and that's how I cut it. But you're not going to see that in the final result because most of that's going to be covered based with the design. That's not even going to show, so don't worry about that. And I just repeat the process like I said with the rest of the nails. And as you see, I'm not going crazy. Both of those, the brown looks purple. It's like an eggplant color. I thought it was a brown. Maybe it is a deep purple. Maybe they meant it to be a deep purple, but I used it as a brown anyway. I was just like, you know what, I'm over it. And so that's what I did. So, and as you see, I'm putting random dots. This is like the easiest design. It's so pretty. It just reminds you of like, you know, fall, and you get like the different designs and like different bags, and it just reminds me of a luxurious handbag. And that's kind of the vibe that I was feeling when I did these nails. I was just like, yes, I'm just like this rich, luxurious handbag nail design. So there, as you see, I'm applying the base coat. Any base coat will do. I'm just using the base coat that came with my gel colors, or blooming gel. Blooming gel is another gel you could apply as well. You want to apply that to the nail in between each layer of the design. So we did the first layer with the base coat already there, and while wet, you want to go in and apply your darker color. So you're kind of working from light to dark, if that makes sense. It's kind of similar to like an artist palette, right? You're working the colors. They always tell you, like in art class, from what I remember, you want to work with your lightest color, paint the sky and all that stuff, and then you work with your, fill in all the details with the darker color. So that's how I remember that. And I'm just going in there. And as you see, if you another key, you want to, once you apply this, you don't want to cure it right away. You kind of want to wait a little bit, maybe like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, because as you see there, the colors are going to disperse and it's going to bloom apart, and that's what makes that design really kind of pop out, instead of just having like a whole bunch of spots. And some people confuse it with like, oh, you did a leopard print nail? Oh, you did a leopard print. No, this is a tortoise shell. As you see, tortoise shells, they're like very sheer, and then they have the spots. So, and I'm just thinking like tortoise shell glasses, so that's what you want. So this is sped up, but I waited like at least maybe about 10-15 seconds before I put it in the lamp to cure. And then the final process, you're going to take a sheer, very sheer coat of color and put that on top. So that's what I did, and it just makes the nail come all together. And these are very easy nails. You could mix different combinations of colors. That will be very interesting to see. I just did the traditional tortoise shell, because it is fall. So I was just like, this reminds me of like a fall, like I said, luxury handbag. But yes, so you could do all of that. And, just making sure that you got the color. And I don't know why I keep adding color to this pinky nail, but I guess because I felt like it wasn't colored enough. I don't know. But you don't even have to add that much. And so there it is, finished. And I'm going to clean around the cuticles like you see me do there. And enter those bad boys into the lamp. I'll be right back. Okay, so right here, I'm taking some white paint. Well, you could do acrylic paint. I did gel, a white gel, and then a detail brush. And I wanted to kind of make some letters. And so how I wanted to make the letters out was use the paint in white and then whatever else I wanted to do. I wanted to do like foil letters, something like gold, but I know it wouldn't have showed up unless I used the white. So that's exactly what I did. So I'm just trying to map out what I want to say. And I was just like, I want, these are like so like luxury, this like bad, like, I didn't want to say bad bee, but I said boss. So subscribe. And I'm here spelling out boss. Now, here's the struggle. Even though this was fine, I actually prefer using a dotting tool. It's much more smoother so far with like drawing things. You don't have like all that going on. But I was just like, oh, it's white. I'm going to end up covering up anyways. So as long as I could draw out what I wanted to say, that's exactly what I did. So you're going to see me do this struggle bus. But this was actually, it came out pretty darn cool. Like I was shocked. I was like, okay. I like it. So you'll see me do that. And keep watching. Okay, so I'm back, and here I grabbed some nail foil glue because, like I said, I'm going to apply foils. So I use the white to outline specifically where I want to place the foil and then use the foil glue, because as you see it's clear, to apply the foil. So, and I just put it right on top of that letter. And that's how I was able to do those nails. So, isn't that pretty cool? So, you're just going to watch me do that. I'm going to let you guys listen to some more music, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the foils that you see here, I really love the color. I felt like it went so good with this. And originally I started with rose gold, but you couldn't see it as prominent as you did this. So, and the foils I got was from Amazon and the Makkart foil glue. So as you see little chips of rose gold, because I was just like, I'm gonna take it off. So, but this foil really sticks, and I like it because it's like kind of multi-dimensional. This is really cool. And there you see my mess. But there you see the product. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I love that. And I just put a top coat on top of there, and you could leave them like that. However, I felt like these were they didn't pop out enough for me. So, especially the lettering, because sometimes the foil, because it's stuck to literally anything, even without the foil glue on there, that was creating an issue for me. So I felt like the letters weren't as defined as I wanted. So that's the finished product from there. And I actually go in, and as you see, that's like the nail there. That's pretty. And for the thumb, because I also originally wanted to do some foils on the thumb, and little bits of foil got stuck on the thumb, so I was like, you know what, I'll just do little bits of foil on the thumb to kind of, tie everything together. And so that's what I did for the thumb. Before I cured it, I just kind of dispersed little tiny bits of foil, broke it up, and dispersed it in that top coat there, and just letting it lie. And then I cured everything, and then I was just like, I still need something more. But there you go. I'm trying to get that together, figure it out, figure placement, And I was just like, all right, that's fine. And then I apply my little rose oil, and I got this from Target for like $1, I think, or like $2. It's all right, but I ultimately like my shea butter because I have extremely dry cuticles. They're very dry, so that oil right there was just like, okay. It takes away the ash, but it's like cuticles are burning dry. But for the look, for the gram. So that's kind of the finished product, and I was just like, I just need something more. So I was just like, okay, let's attempt this one. So I was like, what should I put here? So I was like, I'm a boss and I'm a babe, so I'm boss babe. And that's what I ended up doing. Now, here's the funniest thing. When you're doing this stuff on yourself, you really have to be aware of the position where you put your lettering. Because at first I was like, oh, maybe I should put it backwards. You really kind of have to see how it's going to come out with the nails both extended and also towards yourself. So that's one thing. One thing I would have to say. And right there, you see I'm like breezing through because I'm using a dotting tool, where I'm like, you know, I should just did this the first time. And it literally, you know, saved my life there. Look how quick that was. The other one, I was struggling. And I went and cured that, and then I'm going back in. So as I did this off camera, I was like, you know what? I really need to pronounce those letters. And I actually liked how it came out. So I used actual Sharpie. And by the grace of God, this top coat did not make the Sharpie bleed. I was thankful for that, because that would have been horrible. So I just did Sharpie. I was like, you know what? I actually like how that came out. I literally outlined the whole letters with Sharpie, and I ended up doing the same thing on the other side once I cured it. And it really popped out. It really stood out to me. I was just like, oh my God, these are awesome. Put another coat of, because I had to like re-cleanse. I had to re-cleanse my finger for my thumb. And I just did another top coat on my thumb. So, and look. So I did the same thing on the other hand. That came out cool. Now there were some spots that I saw, if you notice, it still had white. I decided to just kind of leave that alone. At this point I was tired. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was just like, you know what? But I actually kind of like that I did leave it alone, because it gave a lot of character to the design. It's kind of cool, you know, because Boss is like, you know, super posh, and then Babe is like, yeah, you know. And I ended up applying foils on the other side, but I just did little dots of the foil glue, if you didn't see, and applied the foil directly to there. And then now I'm doing the top coat, and I'm making sure the top coat's on each side of the nail all through. And there you have it. That's the finished design. Boss, and then you got the Babe. These were so fun. Me filming this, it was great. I got a perfect outside shots earlier. I love that. It just looks so nice in the sun. Oh yeah, this looks so nice. I was really feeling myself. I was like, yo, I'm proud. These things were super long though, I'm not gonna lie. They're still a little bit too long for me. I usually do a shorter nail, but here's the nails before. So just in case, if you want to just leave it at this design, that's perfect. But of course I'm extra, so of course I had to have an extra design. And there's the finished product. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please stay tuned. Put your notification bell on. Like, comment, and subscribe. And follow my social media, J Slays Beauty. Thanks so much. Bye.